Picture this: a nation on the brink of change, a people rising up to claim their rightful place in society. The civil rights and Black Power movements of the 1960s weren't just moments in history, they were a revolution in the making. But as Black Americans fought for equality and justice, they faced an enemy far more insidious than they could have imagined. This isn't just a story of resistance. It's a tale of systematic dismantling. The very institutions that should protect everyone have turned against the core of Black life, trying to crush the fight for freedom. Let's start with the heart of any community: the family. In the wake of the civil rights era, a new war was declared, not on poverty or inequality, but on drugs. This so-called war on drugs wasn't about public health. It was a thinly veiled attack on Black families. Imagine fathers torn from their children, mothers left to struggle alone, and entire generations growing up with the weight of absence and trauma. Mass incarceration became the new Jim Crow. Black men, in particular, found themselves targeted, arrested, and imprisoned at alarming rates. It wasn't about justice. It was about control. By removing fathers and destabilizing homes, the system created a cycle of poverty and despair that echoed through generations. But the assault didn't stop at the front door. It marched right into the classroom. Education, long seen as the great equalizer, became another battleground. Public schools in Black neighborhoods saw their funding slashed, their resources drained. Historic Black institutions that had nurtured minds and spirits for decades found themselves under siege. As white families fled to the suburbs, taking their tax dollars with them, Black schools were left to wither. Integration, once a beacon of hope, became a double-edged sword. While it promised equality, it often meant the closure of beloved community schools and the dispersal of Black students into hostile environments. And what of the communities themselves? The vibrant neighborhoods that had been centers of Black culture, commerce, and resistance, they too were in the crosshairs. Enter COINTELPRO, a shadowy program designed to infiltrate, discredit, and destroy Black organizations from within. Community centers that had once buzzed with the energy of activism found themselves under constant surveillance. Local businesses, the lifeblood of any neighborhood, faced economic sabotage. Grassroots networks that had mobilized thousands were torn apart by suspicion and planted discord. It wasn't just luck. It was a smart plan. They tried to weaken Black self-determination by attacking family, education, and community. It was a war fought not on the streets, but in the very fabric of Black life. Think about it. Without strong families who would instill the values of resistance and pride, without quality education, how could the next generation rise to leadership? And without thriving communities, where would the movement find its strength and support? This campaign didn't just push back against Black progress. It tried to completely block any chance of change. By attacking the foundations, it hoped to ensure that the edifice of liberation could never be built. But here's the thing about roots. They run deep. They find ways to survive, to push through concrete and reach for the sun. The story of Black America isn't just one of oppression. It's one of incredible resilience. Despite every effort to tear them apart, Black families found ways to stay connected. Grandmothers became second mothers. Uncles stepped in as father figures, and communities rallied to support their own. In the face of educational inequality, Black teachers and parents created alternative spaces for learning and growth. And even as their physical spaces were under attack, Black communities forged new networks, both visible and hidden. This is an ancient history. The echoes of these strategies reverberate through our society today. We see it in the continued disparities in education, in the ongoing crisis of mass incarceration, in the economic struggles that still plague many Black neighborhoods. But we also see the strength that has endured. We see it in the movements that continue to rise, in the voices that refuse to be silenced, in the communities that still stand strong despite decades of assault. This is more than just a lesson in history. It's a call to understanding, to recognize that the struggles we face today have deep roots, carefully planted and nurtured by those who feared true equality. It's a reminder that progress isn't a straight line, but a constant battle against forces that would drag us backward. As we look to the future, we must do so with clear eyes. Understanding the past isn't about dwelling in victimhood. It's about recognizing the true nature of the fight. It's about honoring those who came before us, who faced these systematic attacks and still found ways to push forward. The US tried to crush Black liberation, and it's a wild story. It's a testament to the indomitable spirit of a people who, despite every effort to break them, continue to rise. It's a reminder that true change doesn't come easy, but it comes slowly, steadily, with each generation building on the sacrifices of the last. So, what do we do with this knowledge? We use it. We let it fuel our determination to create the world we want to see. We recognize that the same systems that sought to undermine Black progress are still at work today, albeit in more subtle forms. And we commit ourselves to dismantling those systems, not just for the sake of Black Americans, but for the benefit of all who believe in justice and equality. This isn't just Black history, it's American history. And understanding it is crucial for anyone who wants to build a truly equitable future. The fight for liberation didn't end in the 1960s. It continues today, in our schools, our communities, and our halls of power. As we move forward, let's carry with us the lessons of the past. Let's honor the resilience of those who came before us by continuing their work. And let's remember that true liberation isn't just about changing laws. It's about transforming the very foundations of our society. The story isn't over. It's up to us to write the next chapter. Will you join in the struggle? Will you be part of the movement that finally achieves what generations have fought for? The choice is yours. But remember, every day you wait is another day the old systems grow stronger. It's time to act. It's time to learn. It's time to change. Because the fight for Black liberation isn't just about the past. It's about creating a future where everyone can truly be free.